All right, everybody, welcome back to In the Mind of Music right here on iporadio.com. We have another exclusive interview from Montreal and coming off the record label Fine Line Records in Warner, Canada. Rock and roll band The Damn Truth joins us live on the show. Welcome, Leela and Tom.
Hey, good to be here.
Yes.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Oh, yeah, it's our pleasure. And now, before we get started, can you guys just give us a quick rundown of what you do in the band?
Sure. I sing and I play rhythm guitar.
I play lead guitar.
Awesome. So let's get this one off the table first. Expand on this hippie festival that started it all between you guys, and I'll let you guys paint the picture and take us there. Go ahead.
Well, basically, I had spent about a year backpacking through India and found myself unable to rejoin society in a peaceful and blissful way. So I found myself in this hippie gathering where I was just living, by the water, naked, basically in a teepee for a couple of weeks and just really, really chilling. And then, once the festival sort of took, I don't know, there was more people suddenly at the festival. It wasn't just me and my teepee. And then I was singing along campfire, and Tom just came by. I see this really gorgeous dude running towards me with his guitar. And we started jamming, and we clicked. I think that within 20 minutes we figured that this is working. We should play a lot of music together.
Yeah.
I think it's worth mentioning that we're both naked, and not just us, but everybody else around.
I was just waiting for you to say that.
Yeah. I mean, we're naked for days, so everything.
Well, that went without saying for me. That was the epitome of being there.
Oh my gosh. You guys, I thought of that one movie with Jennifer Aniston where she and her husband or whatever get lost and they join this hippie commune and everybody's just totally free spirited. That's what I was thinking about right now. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but it's just hilarious.
No, I haven't seen it, but sure, whatever, I'll take it.
But that is so awesome. That is a really cool and unique way to meet the person that you're making music with now, for sure.
Yeah. It worked for us. I don't know if it would work for everyone.
All right, so let's talk about your influences, because I got to say, without looking at your About section on Facebook, I saw the music video for Love is Blindness and nearly fell off my rocker thinking she has a Janis Joplin thing going on. And then I read it on your About section that the band has been suggested to have her influence amongst others, but I seriously thought of Janis Joplin. So tell us about the music you listened to growing up that has shaped the unique sound of The Damn Truth.
Right on. Well, I guess when I was 4 years old, my dad started handing me his old vinyl collection. I would get one a week. So the first one I got was Beatlemania, and I just fell in love with that and went through the whole collection of Beatles records, and then progressed from that to Joni Mitchell and her beautiful days where she did Blue, and not that she isn't beautiful always, but those first albums that she did were just mesmerizing to me. And I guess a lot of 60s, and then I don't know, I know around, I guess I was 13 or something when I first heard Woodstock, and the collection of the magic that was Woodstock, and that really, really I just fell off my face. For me, that festival and the music there, and then discovering Jimi Hendrix and Janis and Crosby, Stills, Nash Young, and everybody. So I'm a big 60s rock and roll fanatic. I guess that's where I started. Yeah, that's my first inspiration for sure.
And you could totally tell.
I have to say Jefferson Airplane too.
Yeah. And how about you, Tom?
It's a bit different, I guess. Still in the same era, obviously. That's when I consider rock and roll to really be great. But for me, it was the heavier stuff, the harder stuff. I was really into Zeppelin at a very young age, and King Crimson and Sabbath, and I was into metal as well, and some newer stuff, obviously. Pink Floyd changed my life for sure when I first heard The Wall for the first time, and I don't know, music played a role in my life that was just more than just, I don't know, words and melody. It really changed me and who I was from the inside. Like, it made me question everything. And at that moment, I realized that's what I want to do, because I want to help other people change their lives.
Well, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
So let's talk about the sophomore album, Devilish Folk. First, what is Devilish Folk got that is different from the first album, Deer in the Headlights? What can the listeners expect from the band on this album?
I think the writing process for this record was a bit different. We took a good hard look at our world. I mean, we toured the first album constantly, and we got to see different parts of the world, and we got to meet different kind of people everywhere, and we saw it as a common thread everywhere, and we wanted to talk about it. We wanted to talk about the human experience, and we wanted to talk about stuff that really kind of bothered us about, what's going on, and why, kind of like wondering why is everybody being quiet about these stuff. So it's a bit of a protest record for sure, but it's also a very personal record to Leon and myself. We wrote it about a lot of the songs that are about our personal lives and how we fit in the rest of reality. Go ahead.
Well, I guess it was also conceived at the same time that we conceived our firstborn, so there's a lot of like fears and terror that went along with that. I'm not sure what kind of world we're bringing our child into, and wondering again and again, have we done the right thing? Of course, the minute he arrived, you don't sleep anymore, and you don't really have time to think. So
I'm a parent.
Yeah. So most of the process, the writing process, really happened while I was pregnant, and most of the recording process as well. So it was quite a tricky thing. I think it's definitely different than the first. That's for sure. There's so many things happen on our personal in our personal lives. And we were really inspired by the whole, of course, the bringing of life into the world as well. And we actually, in our first ultrasound, we recorded his heartbeat, and we managed to put that into the recording in the title track in Devilish Folk. Actually, you can hear it just after the first verse. It's quite a powerful moment if you expect it.
That's amazing.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that is truly amazing.
So based on everything I'm hearing, that kind of leads me to understand the name of the band a lot more as well. The Damn Truth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. We try to avoid the bullshit.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cut and dry, right? Pretty simple there.
Yeah.
Well, and I think, like you were saying, with why people tend to ignore a lot of the stuff that's going on in this country and in this world. Actually, in general, it's kind of, it just fits for that.
Yeah.
The Damn Truth, that people should start being that way versus just kind of putting a blind eye to it all.
And I feel like it also definitely describes the rawness in your music, because I will admit that I've been kind of watching your guys' page all day, because I'm just like, I was totally taken aback by when I first heard the first song, Love is Blindness. But I feel like a very raw feel when I listen to you guys and watch you guys perform. So I think that I bet it's even better in person. So the Damn Truth is pretty significant, as also to compare it to music being not so raw, as versus like maybe music being auto-tuned or music being doctored up when they're performing, or I don't know how you guys feel about that. I mean,
for sure, man. When we record, we try to record as much live off the floor together, performing as a unit, performing the songs rather than building layers and layers of music, just as if we would be performing to a stage like we do on tour. That's how we like to approach our records as well, as much as we can. That's just the real way of making music together as a unit. That's really what we believe in, and we've been really fortunate to work with producers and people that are like-minded and understand that, and bring that to the forefront, that this is really what we're all about, is capturing a moment in time rather than let's get to perfection, or I don't know exactly what, because I think it's really about the moment of that we're playing together right now in that room, you know.
Right, right. And as far as working with, that team, specifically with the label, you guys are working with Fine Line Records and Warner Canada. How how has the marriage between you been up to this point as far as flexibility on creative power of your music and other factors? In other words, do you still feel in control, per se, of your music?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Fine Line Records is just a label that our manager, Pat, opened for us. We're the only band on it.
Uh-huh.
So basically, it's our label, and Warner kind of jumped into the party really after everything was done. I mean, our first album did okay, and we have a pretty good fan base, so like it was a no-brainer for them to kind of jump on board. So they were just happy with what we were doing. So no rules, and basically just saying do whatever you guys are doing because it's going to be working. So we never had any of that like Hollywood type record label scenario. I don't know anything about that.
Right, so it works, right? I mean, it's not broken. Why fix it, right?
It seems to be working for us. I mean, everything is relative. Obviously, we always wish for better for ourselves, and what we do here at home is cool, but we're hoping to take it other places as well.
Right. That's good. So taking it back to the current album, Devilish Folk. Let's talk about the artwork for Devilish Folk. You have a young lady here in a yellow dress, red handkerchief covering half her face, exposing only eyes and forehead. She's holding what looks to be a lamb, and clearly in her right hand, she is holding a rifle about as tall as she is. Her placement is interesting, too. Every image has a story to tell in my head. So tell us, what is this image?
Well, first of all,
what is it?
The artist, Enzo Sardo, which is it's a big piece of this record. We walked into an art gallery, and I one day here in Montreal, and we saw that image that you see on the cover of our record. We saw it in an art gallery, and we were just both floored. I think we started crying when she saw it, and I just had to get in touch with the artist. So I asked the people at the gallery, how do I get in touch with them? Like, oh no, you can't get in touch with this guy. He's unreachable, basically. And I just couldn't take no for an answer. And eventually I found him. It's a long story, but I found him on the internet. And I sent him the record. It was just the rough mixes, like we didn't have the record yet. And he liked the record so much that he decided to, help us out and work with us towards achieving a visual pleasing image that is going to work with the sound of the record had. And the meaning of the idol and the way she's standing there. I mean, I don't want to talk about it too much because I think it's open to interpretation and everybody can take whatever they want from it. Like, you obviously got a point or made a point into making your own story about it, which is great, and that's exactly what we want. I have a very personal relationship with that image, and I hope that other people get the same feeling too.
Yeah, it was very striking when I went to your website, honestly. I mean, I love the website. I love the way it starts off, kind of off topic a little bit here, but I love the way it starts off with the music video, and then it says enter, and the first thing that you see is this little girl just staring literally into your soul.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
like for me, like the reason that I burst into tears at that moment was because I think it was that week that we wrapped up recordings, and Tom, I don't know if he woke up from a dream or at some point came and he said, Devilish Folk, like that's the name of this record. And then I was like, absolutely, that's exactly the name of the record. And then it was a week later and we're standing in, like, I'm looking into her eyes and I'm saying, Tom, this is it. This is Devilish Folk. And like at the time we were talking to a bunch of artists and we were trying to pin down that perfect thing. And then when I saw that, it was just like, it can't be anything else. This is the cover of our record. This is exactly the epitome of what Devilish Folk is, like, to me right now at this moment, So I just, that for me was so emotional. It was one of those moments that you just can't contain,
Yeah, and I think it's such a great idea to use it as the album art because it's so striking when you see it. I mean, if you see that on a shelf, you're going to be walking over to that to look at it.
Right.
I mean,
well, yeah,
no question.
You're going to get a closer
look.
That's
great, man. That's awesome.
So yeah,
that's
definitely.
fantastic. I'm glad.
Yeah, you guys definitely chose a really striking image. And for those listening and you want to know what we're talking about, because I kind of described it, but if you want to talk about it, look at it, go to the website and check it out. It's thedamntruth.com. So moving on to our next question. So you guys are planning on touring in June of this year with one date planned in the United States outside of Canada. Are you guys planning more dates
Yeah.
outside of Canada?
Yeah, absolutely. We're right now like in the booking process. So
Okay.
like we actually have 2 days in Vermont. It's the two or 3 night day festival. So we have 2 days in Vermont in the first week of June, and then we're really hoping to be. There's a bunch of like tentative things. I can't really speak about them right now, but there should be a nice tour throughout the States as well. And it's really like in the next few days we're going to be posting all about it. So once I get all the green lights, I'd love to scream it out the top of the buildings because we've been wanting to come down south for a really long time.
Definitely would love to meet you guys when we come through.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
if you guys come down to Arizona, please let us know because, oh my gosh, I want to see you guys perform. That'd be awesome.
We'd love to have you there. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll be in touch for sure.
So we always like to ask the bands that we interview to give some practical advice to new musicians who are just starting out in this wild and bumpy ride of an industry. So what would be your best advice to them?
I would say just do your own thing and don't worry about, the industry really. Like just do it for the love of the art because at the end of the day, that's really all that matters. Like you can't do it for anybody else but yourself. And if you like the music that you're playing, and if you feel that there's a need for it to be heard by other people, then you go for it. You know the passion to do it, and that's the best advice I can give.
Here. I have nothing to add to that.
Great. That's awesome. So we officially have your music on IPO Radio now, and we're going to end this amazing interview by asking you guys to pick a song to play off of The Devilish Folk for our listeners. So which one will it be, guys?
Wow. I would kind of love you guys to play like a song that has never been on the airwaves before. Like,
well, you guys get two.
We don't know,
Well, you guys get two.
I kind of feel like Devilish Folk would be really, really awesome if you would play it. It's really long though. Can you play whatever you want?
Yeah,
that's fine.
So yeah, let's do Devilish Folk for you. And what's your pick, Tom?
I would say Heart is Cold. I really
Heart
like that
is
song.
Cold, track 7. We got that. Yeah. Yes.
Amazing. And for Devilish Folk, listen to the infant heartbeat there in the beginning.
Oh,
awesome.
yes.
Yeah, we'll keep an ear out.
Definitely check that out, you guys that are listening right now. So awesome. Thanks, guys. And listeners, don't forget to check out The Damn Truth on all social media platforms, to include subscribing and following to their YouTube channel for updates on all their awesome music, visuals, and promos. Thanks again, guys, and be safe in June when you guys hit the road. Please let us know when you come to Arizona. I would definitely love to promote you guys.
Even if you get close, we can definitely fly out somewhere close and come check
Oh, yeah.
out.
Right.
Amazing. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks for having us.
We'll be in touch.
Of course. Thank you guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, Leela and Tom.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, you guys, that was an awesome interview wrapping up the first episode of interviews for the night.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to go ahead and start off with Devilish Folk. Remember, like Leela said, pay attention to that infant's heartbeat. This is very, very special to these guys because this is, in fact, their infant's heartbeat on the track.
And they're first.
Yes, and they're first. And then we're going to follow it by Tom's choice with Heart is Cold.
Yep.
And this is off of their album, their sophomore album called The Devilish Folk. Awesome couple.
Yes. All right, so here we go. Here is Devilish Folk from The Damn Truth.
Yes, enjoy it.